If you're one of my new subscribers from the 2 Evil Dead videos I did, first of all, thank you, and second of all, you probably don't know that Jurassic Park is not only the first movie I ever remember seeing in my entire life, but it's also my favorite movie of all time. Actually, now that I think about it, 2 of the only vivid memories I have from when I was 4 years old are seeing Jurassic Park for the first time, and then on a Florida vacation with my family, my dad went out in a rainstorm to get me The Lost World on VHS. So yeah, you could say that I've had a great taste in film since I was 4 years old. So skip all of the unimportant garbage between 1997 and May 5th, 2018, when my friend Matt Brando messaged me on Facebook to ask if I wanted to go to Universal Studios with him 1 week later for the 25th anniversary celebration of Jurassic Park. So I, of course, immediately declined, because why would I want to hang out with Matt? No, I'm just kidding. I obviously said yes because that sounded awesome, and I had to go support Colin Trevorrow after the humbling year he's had. Humbling is the word I think I'm gonna use. Skip ahead 1 week, and Matt and I arrived at Universal Studios at 2 p.m. to pick up our badges, which were much more thematically correct than I was expecting. I really like the little InGen logo. We picked up our badges because part of the event involved seeing the original Jurassic Park in IMAX, but they also had some props from the first movie, which were all awesome. They had one of Laura Dern's costumes she wore on screen, John Hammond's cane, and even the Barbasol can. All of that was right in front of me, which was just so cool. It was absolutely surreal. But my favorite thing, obviously, was Tim's night vision goggles that he finds in the back of the Ford Explorer, because those things were just so cool. I wanted one of those so bad for Christmas. Every year I asked for them, and every year I was disappointed because, I mean, I can't really blame my dad for not spending all the money he would have to get a pair of those. I was just excited to get to see Jurassic Park on the IMAX screen, because while I got to see it 5 years ago in 3D, it was meant to be seen in 2D, and seeing it blown up that big was amazing. I found things I had never seen before, which was incredible. But on top of all that, right before the movie started, Colin Trevorrow himself came in and told us that we'd get to see the first 7 minutes of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Basically, the movie picks up with a 2-man submarine going into the abandoned Jurassic World during a tropical storm at night. They're going into the Mosasaur's lagoon to get a bone from the Indominus Rex skeleton, and immediately it felt way more like a horror movie than the first movie did, so I was all about that. The direction was really good, and the CGI was great, the acting was great, everything about it was great. But there's another element added where there's people on the land because they have to open the gates to the Mosasaur's lagoon, and there's a very funny moment involving the T-Rex. And I know it's not saying a lot because the intros to these movies haven't really been good since the first movie, but I honestly think this is the best intro to a Jurassic Park franchise movie since the first one. So after the screening, we got a couple hours to walk around in Universal Studios. That was part of the package. So we went on Harry Potter, we went on Transformers, we went on The Mummy, and those rides were all pretty fun. I really liked the Harry Potter ride. We got some butterbeer. Then we had a quick dinner, but after that they had a panel hosted by Colin Trevorrow, and he brought up Jeff Goldblum. Now, I've interviewed actors before for Bloody Disgusting. I've interviewed actors in real life on video, and I've never been starstruck because they're just people. But man, if I ever met Jeff Goldblum, I think I would be pretty starstruck. I don't know why. I've always thought he was just like the coolest actor ever. He seems like a nice, genuine guy, and getting to hear him talk about Jurassic Park dressed as Ian Malcolm for some reason was just, it was great. It was really cool. And I know that Colin Trevorrow, he's had some stuff come out about him having a huge ego. He did get fired from Star Wars Episode 9. In the Book of Henry, it got okay reception, to say the least. So I feel like I said earlier, he's had a humbling year. He came off like a really nice guy. He was really interested in what everyone had to say. And honestly, he was a great interviewer. And he also brought up Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One and Godzilla. And he brought up Jordan Vogt-Roberts, who directed Kong Skull Island, which I don't think that's a great movie, but I enjoyed it. So it was cool to see that many awesome, talented filmmakers on one stage talking about Jurassic Park and World, which are 2 movies that I absolutely love. That was a really, really awesome experience for me, and I cannot oversell it, really. It was, I don't want to say life-changing because it didn't really change my life, but it was really cool, and I appreciated the fact that I was there a lot. After the panel, we got to go to the back of the park where they had a bunch of different things set up, including concept art from all 4 movies. They also had the raptor skeleton from the first movie, the one that they're digging up at the beginning. And then they also had every single new Mattel Jurassic World and Jurassic Park toy set up in this awesome diorama. I thought it was cool, but Matt seemed way more interested in it than me, which makes sense because if you don't know the whole story behind Matt and how Mattel got the Jurassic World license, in part because of him. It's a pretty cool story. I think he took the video down from his YouTube channel, but it's like a legend now. And actually people were coming up to him and thanking him for that. I thought that was really cool. They also had the old Jeep that the two kids repair in Jurassic World from the Jurassic Park Jeep. They also had a gyrosphere and a model of a pteranodon that was really cool to see. But my favorite prop they had set up was the big banner that says "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth" from the end of Jurassic Park, because that's one of the greatest shots in cinema. It's just amazing. And getting to see that banner, even though it's not the one from the original movie, getting to see it realized in real life was very, very cool. I know I'm gushing here, but if you're still watching, it's because you want to hear about this. So I'm going to tell you every tiny little detail. So after all of that awesomeness, Matt and I finally decided to ride the Jurassic Park ride twice. Now, I had ridden it before multiple times. I've ridden it here in LA, I've ridden it in Orlando. I've always really liked that ride, but it was Matt's first time riding it, so I thought that was really cool, especially since they're getting rid of it. Well, they're not getting rid of it. They're closing it down in September, and then they're gonna reopen it as a Jurassic World themed ride. But the reason I've always liked that ride so much is because one of the things I've always wished got realized in the first Jurassic Park was the river scene where the T-Rex swims after Alan, Tim, and Lex. And that ride is just basically, you get to live out that part of the movie. It's changed obviously story-wise, but still, that's what it always felt like. And so now the only real way we're ever gonna experience that is through Jurassic Park 3, which, yeah, so it was really cool to get to ride that ride, and since no one was in the park, we got on, rode the ride, got off, and rode it again, and that was really cool. And getting to do it at night was awesome, and I don't know if I'll get to ride it before they close it down, so it was cool to get to ride it one last time. And I think Matt had a lot of fun with it. I'm sure he'll talk about it in his video. The last thing we did to close out the night was hang out with a bunch of different YouTubers and writers and people who all loved Jurassic Park. Matt knew all these people, but I got to meet them for the first time, and they were just the nicest bunch of people I think I've ever met, especially who are creators. They were so nice, and they were happy to talk about Jurassic Park, and that was just a really cool setting to be in. And I can't really overstate enough how much fun it was to hang out with Matt all weekend. We've talked a lot online since we met online, but we never hung out in real life. But having someone around here that I could go to Universal Studios with that liked Jurassic Park as much as I do, maybe even a little bit more, was awesome. Matt's a great guy, and I can confirm that what you see on camera is what you get in real life. That dude is one of the most genuine and kind and just awesome people I've ever met. So if you ever get the pleasure of meeting him, I promise he'll probably be pretty nice to you. So that was a lot of fun. I'm so glad that Matt alerted me to this event, because I would have had no idea. I don't know why, but I just never even heard that Universal was doing this event, and I'm so glad that I got to go. It was a ton of fun. And yeah, I think Matt did 3 videos on this thing. He may have posted 1 or all 3 of them by now. So if you want a really well-directed, in-depth look at Matt's trip to LA that he just took, you should go check out his channel. It's linked somewhere in this video, and it's also linked down in the description. But yeah, guys, that's all the time I have for today. So as always, my name is Jimmy Champagne, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.